So some guy said, there's always an excuse, isn't there? Brother, this is not an excuse. This is actual facts. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of women, unfortunately, in this world who don't feel safe around men. Reason why you keep attracting feminine men isn't because all the men in the world are feminine. It's because you are primarily in your masculine energy. Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be responding to the comments of the videos that went pretty viral on my account this week, talking about masculine and feminine energy. And I'm gonna be doing some of my makeup as I respond to the comments. But before I start my makeup, I just wanted to clear up some things on my end. First off, I wanted to apologize if I triggered anyone, if I activated anything inside of anyone that they were not ready for. When it comes to social media, really protect yourself before you listen and watch certain things. My intention behind creating these videos was to bring more awareness and teach and bring more knowledge to women and men if they connect with some of the things I talk about. But I specifically talk to my audience who is women. And again, I'm deeply sorry if I triggered anyone, if I upset people. According to these comments, I triggered a lot of men, and I've never gotten this much reaction from men. And I want to say unpleasant reaction, because although yes, some people were just genuinely curious and I love that, some of these people were mean, like straight up mean. And luckily I don't take things personally, but some of these men were effed up. Like some of these guys were telling me I look like Shrek, I look like Mickey Mouse. I'm like, I'm a cute Shrek, I'm a cute Mickey Mouse. And again, thank God I don't take this stuff personally. And some of these guys were like, shut your mouth, you don't know what the F you're talking about. And I'm like, hold up. You are a perfect example as to what unsafe masculine energy is. So let's go into this first video. Why women are masculine around boys. I don't feel safe enough to trust this man. He said one thing, but he's not doing it. That's why us women cannot feel safe around the masculine. And so in return, we feel like we have to get into our masculine to protect ourselves. So I want to say this. In this specific video, talking about masculine, I have to get into my masculine to protect myself. I don't mean I got to go to the gym and get strong. I don't mean I got to grow a mustache. I don't mean I got to be the big macho man. I am referring to energetically. So that means providing, protecting, taking action, being a provider. And I understand where some of these people were coming from in the comments, because I get it. If you don't know what you don't know, right? And so some people thought I was referring to like masculinity, like being physically looking masculine, but I meant energetically. So I really just wanted to start that off by explaining that. And those of you who listen to the full episode know that, because I explain it in the full episode. But when it comes to these Instagram reels, I can only post a certain amount of seconds, so I can't have the full context. That's why I respond to the comments who may not understand what I'm really talking about, to tune into the full podcast. So the first comment I want to respond to is actually from a man who is really being a great example of a safe masculine. And he said, I agree with this. As a man, keeping my word, leading from the front, protecting my wife, and caring for my wife brings out her femininity, because she has become emotionally safe with me, and with that security that she's truly able to be who she is. And so ladies, I just want to share with you, if y'all read these comments, you know that there's a lot of unsafe masculine in the comments, to say the least. Whether they're unsafe, they're wounded, they're uneducated. Not to say they're all men, not to say they're all men, but some of the men. And specifically that one that I just read is a beautiful example from a safe masculine. So yes, there are safe masculine out in this world, and we don't always have to be in our masculine energy to protect ourselves, but sometimes we do. So someone commented, so a singular man made you feel like you needed to become masculine instead of just finding a good man? So what I meant by getting into my masculine energy was me protecting myself. And if you're asking me personally, no, it wasn't a single man who made me feel that way. I was just using that as an example, and it has happened to me in my life, and it's happened to a lot of women in this world. To answer your question, yes, when a man makes us feel unsafe, women protect ourselves. We protect ourselves. I will say this though, not all women. There are women who may not even know how to get into that protector role and that protective energy. And it could just be one man. It could be one man who did us wrong or said something or just made us feel so fucking unsafe that we got into that energy and that protective mode. So someone commented, how do you get into a relationship with a man you do not trust? If you don't trust that man and there's like actual evidence, don't get into a relationship with him. That's my advice. You do what you want. But you ask for my advice, that's my advice. If you don't know him, my answer is to build trust. I personally believe trust can be built. So this guy thought I was talking about all men. And I said, no, because I did not say all men. I actually didn't even refer to men. I just referred to masculine, feminine energy because technically it could be either sex. And it's not all men. There are men out there who are safe. There are men out there who are waiting for their feminine, energetic princess woman to come through so they could provide and protect them. So some guy said, there's always an excuse, isn't there? Brother, this is not an excuse. This is actual facts. There are hundreds and thousands and millions of women, unfortunately, in this world who don't feel safe around men. It's not all men. It's some men. The men who come into these comments section being mean to women. It's these men who don't create safe spaces for their woman to be vulnerable. And no, I'm not playing victim. And no, I'm not making excuses. I am being the voice for the voiceless. And I'm not being mean. When I'm passionate about something, I speak like this. Ooh, this guy said, listen, if you're masculine all the time. You can't switch when you feel like it. The same if you're feminine. How would you feel if I told you I'm masculine Monday through Friday, but on the weekends I wear a wig and heels? Wake the F up. He, in my opinion, he thinks I am speaking about being masculine and like physically and being feminine physically. And that's not what I mean. I mean, if I don't feel safe, I have to get in my masculine energy. And yeah, it's called balance because everyone in this world has both masculine and feminine energies inside of them. Listen, if a man ain't treating you right, bounce. For one, find him who will. Some lady said she's explaining why women become masculine. It only happens when we don't feel safe. I do want to talk a little bit more about that. It doesn't only happen when we don't feel safe, but if we're referring to the context of dating and men and all the things, yeah. But when it comes to business and work, sometimes you got to get in your masculine energy if you want to get shit done. Like running a business, I'm not always in my feminine energy. I'm not always just sitting back and be like, ooh, all the clients will come. All the things are going to happen if I just have to sit here and look pretty. No, I got to embody some of my masculine energy to get shit done. Okay, let's move on to the next video. Let's move on to the one that got the most views. Reason why you keep attracting feminine men isn't because all the men in the world are feminine. It's because you are primarily in your masculine energy. Some girl commented, I attract both and they're all the same. I responded, there are different men out there. And here's the thing, ladies, if you keep telling yourself that all the men are the same, all the men are gonna be the same. Your words are so powerful. Your words are literally like magic potion in your life. What you tell yourself, you become. What you put out there, you receive. It's from the law of attraction, like a literal universal law. So if you keep telling the universe that all the men are the same, you're going to keep attracting, you're going to keep attracting those same men. I'm definitely in my masculine energy, and it's been like this for a while because I've never been able to feel safe with men. I've always been a provider and a protector. I so desire to be in my feminine energy. I feel you, girl. I've been there. And I know a lot of women who've been there and are still there. And awareness is key. So the fact that you have this awareness, I want to invite you to keep educating yourself about the difference between masculine and feminine energy and how to feel safe around men and how to build that trust around men because it is achievable. Some girl said, what makes me masculine? Having a job? technically, having a job is masculine, but that doesn't mean you can't be feminine, because having a job involves taking action, and energetically, that's masculine energy. Again, there's nothing wrong with it because we have both energies inside of us. And you could have a job that's more feminine. You could be working a job that's doing your makeup. Would you say that's a feminine energy? Looks wise, yeah. But energetically, you're still taking action, so you're still working. And so all of this is to not say like, I know what I'm talking about. It's to bring awareness between the two so that when you want to pull out your masculine energy or when you want to pull out your feminine energy, you know how to do that. Because a lot of us women live in our masculine energies for our whole life. And we don't deserve to have to be in our masculine energies our whole life. And if you want to, that's fine with you. That's your reality. That's your truth. I'm not here to try to change you. I'm here to grow your mindset and to help you grow. How can I be an independent, assertive, and ambitious woman while staying in my feminine energy? I find it very challenging because those primarily masculine characteristics, it's very confusing. And I responded to her that I talk more about it on my podcast and to really answer her question. So you can be independent, but how's your self-care? Do you give yourself time to rest? Do you do the feminine energetic things? Do you trust? Do you surrender? Do you have patience? Are you nurturing? Are you loving? That's a way to be independent and still nurture and be in your feminine energy. I really hope that helps. I'm really trying not to address the negative comments, but bro, some of these are so dark. And I'm like, damn, who pissed you off? Oh, and shout out to my brother, Jared. He came through. He's like, brother, just curious. Are you here to understand where she's coming from or are you here to support your ego? That's a safe masculine. Some girl said, that's why living in the DMV stinks. And I said, girl, they're still there too. The DMV is like an area, Maryland, Virginia, and DC. And I was like, girl, they're there. It's just, what are you attracting? And how can you attract something else? What are you speaking into the world? What are you telling the universe? How can you be more feminine? How can you trust more? How can you surrender more? How can you maybe show up more feminine and feel more feminine within and attract a safe masculine man? Feminine men are better anyway. If that's your truth, that's your truth. I love a man who can balance both feminine and masculine energy because sometimes I jump in my masculine energy. It's the way it is. It's the way it is. People are commenting shit is confusing, and I get it because if you don't have the full context and if you don't fully understand the difference between it, it is going to be confusing. So my invitation to you guys, if you find it confusing too, keep educating yourself. So not only do I talk about it, and it's not like I talk about it on all my posts, I just upload once a week. So do your research, search more on YouTube, search more on your podcast that you know, the podcast industry, because there are people talking about it. I don't know why I'm using this as a microphone. Last one, let's talk about how to attract a masculine man, part 2. To attract a masculine man, you need to slow down. You need to learn how to rest. You need to learn how to receive, because a masculine man doesn't want a woman who's trying to control everything and trying to be everywhere. That's a great example of how to be more feminine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope I got across what I was trying to get across. Sometimes it could be a little challenging speaking to a camera because there's no one responding, but I believe I did my best. I definitely sat in this for a couple weeks because this has been coming through for like the past 2 weeks. So again, I am deeply, deeply sorry if I pissed anyone off. That was not my intention, but I am here to educate, bring knowledge, and bring awareness and bring the voice for the voiceless to the women who don't have the voice. And it's, again, not to piss anyone off. It's to bring awareness so that we can change the world and make the world a better place one step at a time. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.